Beginning of the year, you look at your yearly marketing plan and a question pops in the mind. Is Threads worth all that time and effort? Or is it just another platform I'm planning to have presence on? Most of the marketers in my network say that they haven't posted on Threads in weeks. I remember when the platform went live, it had 100 million signups within a week. So, what happened? Why did Meta's answer to Twitter's chaos become just another app on our phones instead of a marketing essential? That's what we are unspooling today. No hyping or predictions, rather backed with the data, real world experience, and an honest look at where the platform fits in the marketing landscape right now. Meta launched Threads in mid 2023. It was positioned as a text based conversation app tied to Instagram. It was very clearly announced as an alternative to Twitter, which later became X. Twitter was going through leadership chaos, content moderation changes, and product decisions that unsettled users and advertisers. Meta launched it very cleverly too. You logged in with your Insta account, carried over your handle and followers, and started posting in a Twitter like feed. That meant Meta wasn't starting from zero. It was siphoning attention from an existing base of over 2 billion Insta users. The result was that the platform got 10 million signups within 7 hours of launch, 30 million by the next morning, and 100 million within a week's time. The strategy worked. This origin story matters because it highlights the intent and strategy behind Threads, which is that it was a defensive play against X to keep text based conversation inside Meta's walls. A retention play for Insta, giving creators another surface to express themselves. And of course, an ad inventory play once Meta felt the product and community were stable enough. So, where does Threads stand today since its launch? According to some estimates, it has about 400 million monthly active users. It has 140 million daily mobile users. So, Threads is not a niche platform anymore. It's mid tier by scale, smaller than Insta, Facebook, or TikTok, but large enough to matter. Insta sits in the 2 to 3 billion monthly active users range. TikTok is estimated at around 1.6 billion monthly active users. Although this number could be different due to the recent server issues the platform had. X has about 390 million and LinkedIn is in the range of 310 million monthly active users. Threads is squarely the second tier. It's big enough that your consumers are there, but not yet default internet infrastructure like major social platforms. For marketers, that translates into fewer daily impressions and fewer opportunities to get attention, especially with purely organic content. That said, engagement per post can be healthy. Buffer estimates show that average engagement rate on threads is around 4.5%, which is much higher than X having 2.3% or Insta having 1.2%. If you look at the demographics of the user base, Threads and Insta have a similar mix. You're seeing a lot of Gen Z and younger millennials. The platform has stronger adoption in markets where Insta is already dominant, such as the US, India, Brazil, and parts of Europe. The point where it gets interesting for marketers is that the user base is still finding its identity. On X, it's largely people interested in news, tech, journalism, customer service, and real time chat around events. LinkedIn is mostly about professional network building. On Insta, it's visual storytelling and entertainment. Threads sits somewhere in between. You see memes, personal updates, some news discussion, attempts at viral moments, but no clear dominant use case has emerged so far. And that ambiguity is both Threads' opportunity and its challenge. Now, let's move from users to marketers and creators. Broadly, the brands that are active on Threads fall into a few categories. You've got the early adopters who claim every new platform just to secure their presence. You've got media companies and publishers who are there because their audience might be there. And you've got some consumer brands, particularly in fashion, tech, and entertainment, experimenting with the format. But there aren't many clear threads success stories yet. Brands are using it mainly for organic conversations, a voice channel for commentary, cultural reactions, and behind the scenes content. B2B brands are using it like a more casual, conversational LinkedIn for thought leadership. Harvard Graduate School of Education moved to Threads because they already had a good presence on Insta. After an initial spike, engagement dropped but continued to happen. So they reduced their platform activity and shifted effort to better performing channels. For creators, it's a mixed picture too. Some Insta creators with large followings have been able to build decent threads audiences by cross promoting. The algo seems to favor engagement over follower count, which theoretically helps smaller creators get discovered. But monetization options are limited to none. There's no ad revenue sharing like YouTube or X. There's no direct monetization or subscription model built in yet. What seems to be the case is that the most successful Threads users are those who treat it like early stage Twitter. They share their quick thoughts and genuine interactions. The attempts at viral marketing or obvious brand promotion tend to fall flat. I'm sure you're getting the sense of where this is going. Threads has not found a place in marketing priorities yet. The platform sits in the tier 2 of the social media landscape for specific reasons. Marketers need to back the time and budget spent with data. Threads launched without robust analytics. The basic metrics were there, views and likes, but the deeper insights needed to understand the audience and optimize the content came slowly. And they are still not as comprehensive as what we get on Meta's other platforms. It had and still has many gaps when it comes to the in platform features. It was launched as a mobile app, no web interface was there. Searching on the platform was inefficient. There were no hashtags or trending topics or DMs. These might sound like small things, but they are fundamental to how marketers use social platforms. How do you do social listening without search? How do you track brand mentions? How do you join relevant conversations? Meta has been addressing these issues, but in a staggered manner over months. So many marketers had already decided to wait and see. Ambiguity in the dominant use case for threads that we talked about earlier creates the content strategy challenge. What should brands post on threads? Why bother posting the same content as Insta? If it requires a different content strategy, it adds to the work with no clear view on expected returns. The platform hasn't clearly differentiated its value proposition. So, even if your organic content worked, proving business impact remains hard. As it is, social media managers are stretched thin. You're managing Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe TikTok, X, or YouTube. Adding another platform means something else gets less attention. Threads needs to earn that attention with clear ROI. Another big factor is the lack of native ads. Its user base has not reached the critical mass that makes it necessary to have its own native ads. As of now, it acts as another placement channel in the Meta ads ecosystem. It has limited ad formats, no shopping tags, or a robust catalog integration. As of now, Threads looks more like an upper funnel experimental channel than a core sales driver. Being a tier 2 social platform does have its opportunities for marketers and creators. So, what do the brands and marketers actually get? Access to a large, relatively young audience, a potential early mover advantage if the platform takes off, cross promotion opportunities with your Insta presence. You can get incremental, lower cost reach via meta ads because CPMs and CPCs are comparatively lesser. And the ability to experiment with a conversational text first format without the baggage of X's current state. What you are not able to get from the platform properly are consistent, measurable results. A mature advertising platform with proven ROI, comprehensive analytics and insights, a clear platform positioning that can inform into content strategy that differentiates from other platforms. Then it doesn't have high engagement rates relative to follower counts. A community that's definitively there for specific content types. What this means for small businesses and creators is that cross posting content for Insta is easy. It might get you additional attention, but I won't build a strategy around it as your primary platform. Larger brands with dedicated social teams can allocate experimental budget to test content, learn the platform, and build presence. I think the first thing that Meta needs to do is to give a clearer purpose to threads. Right now, it sits out there as a defensive play against X, a retention play for Insta, and source for incremental ad inventory. There's a strong whiff of being a sidecar to Meta's popular platforms. Threads has a reasonable sized communities on the platform. It must have creator monetization features. Every successful platform, right from YouTube to TikTok, gives creators a reason to invest their best content there. Threads needs to make it rewarding for creators to prioritize posting on the platform. It is integrated with Meta Business Suite, which is good, but it needs dedicated features for businesses. Better analytics, customer service tools, the ability to schedule posts effectively, and integration with e commerce features would add a lot of value. Right now, Threads is lagging when it comes to advertising. Meta has the infra and the targeting capabilities. They need to show marketers that Threads ads can drive results comparable to Insta or Facebook. Meta must also make sure that there is clear differentiation between Threads and Insta. Right now, Threads feels like a third wheel to Insta. That's not compelling enough. There needs to be a clear reason to post something on Threads instead of Insta stories or a regular Insta post. Moreover, Meta needs to signal that Threads is a long term bet. Keep shipping features, keep investing in the product. Don't let it languish like some of their other experiments. Marketers will be able to get internal buy in to invest when they trust the platform isn't going anywhere. I think it's safe to say that Threads is neither a failure nor is it going anywhere. 300 plus million users is a big number and it's still growing. But it's also not the Twitter replacement or the marketing essential as it was projected to be in the early days. For marketers, it's definitely a platform to keep on the watch list. Have a presence, experiment when you can, but don't expect it to be a core part of your strategy yet. The tools, the audience behavior, and the business model are still evolving. The potential is there. Meta has the resources, the expertise, and the distribution to make it work. But potential only matters if it's realized, and that requires clear decisions about what Threads wants to be and rapid execution on features that matter to both users and marketers. In a way, Threads is an interesting example of a social media platform trying to find its place in the digital landscape in real time. Twitter was the micro blogging platform. Insta was photo sharing. TikTok was short form video. Threads was launched as an alternative, defined by what it wasn't rather than what it was. Social platforms are changing fast, so is the user behavior. Advertising products are maturing and evolving faster with AI. Now, it is to be seen whether the user base finds its rhythm on the platform or drifts away. That, combined with Meta's efforts, will show whether Threads becomes a marketing staple or a footnote in Meta's product history. Thanks for listening to the episode. Are you using Threads? If yes, how often do you post there? What kind of results are you getting? Share your experience with the marketing community. Make sure you subscribe the channel. Until the next one, stay curious.